thank you to the committee for having this hearing. This is an incredibly important topic. And I have to tell you, I want to express my disappointment that our Democrat colleagues did not join us today. The North American energy sector has always been critical to our economy and that of our neighbors to the north in Canada. And as someone who witnessed firsthand the devastation that ill-conceived and preemptive environmental actions can have on local economies, I find it troubling that the Biden administration would try and make things harder on Americans still struggling in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. In my home state of Pennsylvania, the natural gas and oil industry supports nearly 322,000 jobs, provides nearly $23 billion in wages, and contributes nearly $44 billion to the state's overall economy. Between 2018 and 2019 alone, natural gas brought in over $450 million in revenue to Pennsylvania. It's needless to say that the expansion of Pennsylvania's natural gas industry has significantly increased economic opportunities and provided good paying, family sustaining wages. Pennsylvania households have also benefited through an increase in disposable income due to our lower energy bills that have made it possible by the energy renaissance and independence in America. If hydraulic fracking were banned, it is estimated that Pennsylvania would lose 500,000 jobs by 2022, and state GDP would be reduced by nearly $50 million. This would be nothing short of devastating to the Pennsylvania economy. For me, the president raised serious alarm bells in canceling the Keystone XL pipeline by executive fiat. As we have mentioned, pipelines are a safe and effective way to move energy. I'm going to ask, please, to Mr. Studi, can you elaborate on the impact that you're seeing across the industry following President Biden's misguided executive orders?
Well, we're certainly holding our breath. We have a very large pipeline network. Pipeline projects are underway around the country, and they're being built for good reasons, because people, consumers, drivers, homeowners are demanding that energy. So we're doing our role to deliver energy to the American people. And you know, one interesting thing you brought up there was the shale revolution. Wanted to get in the record, the White House recently, Council of Economic Advisors, examined the national savings from all this new supply from oil and gas production from shale, and they estimated $200 billion per year is saved by Americans, either through lower prices or avoided higher prices, and that works out to $2,500 per family in savings because we have shale production of oil and gas. So that's a way to relate it to everyday families and constituents in your district.
And thank you, and we do that. Additionally, Premier Mo, can you describe for us the Chinese activity in the Canadian energy industry? And would it be fair to say that they are investing in gaining access to the Canadian energy reserves, while the United States, unfortunately, has chosen to disengage?
No, I wouldn't say direct access is being sought out by other, state-operated nations. But what will be available to China or to any other nation is without the construction of very important infrastructure like Keystone XL that contributes so very much to our energy security across this continent. If we are going to look at additional infrastructure out to the West Coast, that product then will be available to world markets. You know, the aforementioned China, as well as a number of other markets as well. So it's more about who will ultimately have access to that product. Should we build that pipeline to the coast and ultimately put it on a boat, or do we build this North American pipeline to the entry point of a refinery down in the south, the mid-south there?
And simply, and this is again is for Premier Mo, simply, is the cancellation of the Keystone XL pipeline, is that a severe threat to our energy security?
Well, it is a large amount of energy that would ultimately be securely delivered to a North American refinery on a consistent basis, year in, year out. Yes, so I think in fairness for us, when we look at things not as Canada or not as the United States, but look at our energy delivery system on a North American basis, anytime that we are not constructing a pipeline, never mind the environmental attributes, never mind the jobs, but anytime we are not constructing a pipeline to deliver energy, as Mr. Studi had said, to the market that wants it, which are Americans, which are Canadians, we are putting to some degree at risk the North American energy security, the very integrated North American energy security system that we have had. And I think we need to look ahead generations to ensure we have it into the future. So yes.
And thank you for making that point, the integrated North American energy system and the security of it. I see my time has expired. I thank our witnesses for being here with us today. And again, I thank you, Mr. McKinley, for holding this incredibly important hearing.